Warren Buffett has been adding to his positions of Apple stock over the past year, finding his Berkshire portfolio overstuffed with it as of the most recent numbers. It looks like Buffett has been getting rid of some of his cash and buying up shares of Berkshire, as well as a handful of other corporations. So what has Warren Buffett been up to exactly? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we are going to look into Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway. I'm going to show you all the details. This begins by taking a look at the SEC filing of Berkshire Hathaway. If you want to see what any corporation is up to, you need to find their 13F. So you just go to a search engine and you can type in 13F. And then the name of that company, in this case, Berkshire Hathaway. You'll be able to get the details. Now, the only issue with this is that the SEC website is really disorganized. It's hard to get all that data. So there are a few resources I'll show you in just a second that I show you on all of these type of videos where to get. And they offer a very good way to look at all the details. They break it down very simply in nice charts. So I will show that to you. But if you want to see the actual data, you can get that on the SEC's own website. All right. So this article here out of CNBC, looking at the details of that portfolio, you can see it. It's broken down. You can choose by symbol, by holdings, market price, and holding value. And it really makes it easy to see that if you just scroll through the list in here. I want to show you right from whalewisdom.com. In the top section here, we got the top buys, top sells, and the 13F holdings summary. And you have to understand, Apple makes up over 25% of the portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway. Of course, that doesn't include all of those companies that they own outright and their other purchases that they've made, but we're talking about their public portfolio according to the SEC documents, all right? Imagine over 25% of any particular portfolio for one stock. That is heavily invested. Obviously, they believe in the future of this corporation. Even though right now at this time, this has not looked so good for Apple, they want the longevity. But I believe that the reason they have increased their positions in Apple recently has been because they want to get rid of their cash. They are sitting on a massive quantity of cash at this time, and they want to be able to make some dividends. They're not making enough where they are sitting in now, and it's probably seeming more safe to hold on to a company like Apple, even if the level of which the current valuation goes down. They believe in the long term it'd probably be a better idea. They get the income from the dividends and so on. In the bottom right hand corner, you can see the 13F activity and the market value, $221 billion right now. Prior market value, $195 billion. So this has gone up considerably since the last filing. Now this gives us information. As always, I show you the most recent data, and that is from September 30th. That's all we know. We don't know what happened during October. We don't know if they sold all their shares. We don't know what they did at all. But we do know that just prior to October, that would be the last day that this can be included in, they purchased more shares of Apple. All right. Now, another company that they own a lot of is Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Oracle. Those companies there, they have a lot of banks. I'll show you some more details on that. But they increased their positions in Apple quite a bit here, as well as JP Morgan. They sold off a lot of Wells Fargo, it looks like, as well as Walmart. Holdings channel is another great resource where it breaks it down. Same type of information here. I just like to look at all of these different websites because they all do it in a slightly different way, and it allows me to visually see these things on a different level. Here you can see clearly that they purchased millions more shares of Apple, adding to their positions, which is now $47 billion worth during this time frame, adding a considerable amount to their total. Out of that $220 billion, imagine nearly $50 billion of that is one stock. Here you'll see also Wells Fargo selling off quite a bit there, and you can just go down the list if you want to see all the details for yourself. It looks like they completely created new positions that were not there before. before. Sometimes they add to the existing positions. But in the case of JP Morgan, I believe in this one of these charts here I was looking at shows us that they didn't even have any before. As you can see, the green line, number 10 on the list, didn't even have any as of June 30th. And then they decided to buy a considerable portion here as of September 30th. You go through here, same with Oracle. They had 0 previously, and that brings us to a level where, I would say it is a quite sizable portion. You go down the list if you wanted to see more, what they've been buying. I mean, they have Visa, they have MasterCard. They're adding to a lot of what they already have. We know that they've been doing so. Apple is definitely the one that they have been just piling on over the last little while. Every time we get a new report, it seems like they're just adding more Apple. There's something else that they've been doing, and that is here. I discussed it on the channel. Warren Buffett sends strong signal to the market with Berkshire Hathaway's $1 billion buyback. One of the things that Warren Buffett has said before is that he prefers buybacks to dividends. And that's the whole reason that they're doing this supposedly. All right, $1 billion in buybacks, it's fairly significant. What I think about this is that you want to give dividends to those who hold your shares because it allows them to get passive income. But when you're a guy like Warren Buffett, you'd rather do a buyback. It benefits the individuals in terms of appreciation because the stock is going to go up in price. However, it doesn't benefit them in their pockets. But he doesn't necessarily care about the shareholders getting money. He would rather keep that within the company. Stay here, keep your money here, it's worth more. Don't pull out. He's acting like a bank, basically. Oh, no, all your money's here. All your interest that you've accumulated is here. Trust me. Just don't pull it out, please, because we don't have all your money. That's the type of behavior. But anyway, regardless, Warren Buffett is doing this. He's really, really big into buybacks. I assume we're going to see more right into the next crisis. They'll be continuing to do this. I do believe so. And one of the issues that I wanted to finish off with is that we always talk about Warren Buffett when we talk about Berkshire Hathaway, and for good reason, but there's always the case of a forgotten individual. Here you can see him, always positioned close by. Charlie Munger. He is considered by Warren Buffett to be the smartest man alive. So that is something coming from a guy like Warren Buffett. Even Bill Gates said the same thing. This man here reads all day, every day. I know that he knows his stuff. We may not agree on all policies and things, but certainly in his field of work, the man knows what he's talking about. There's no doubt about that. He doesn't get enough credit in what he does. You're always hearing about Warren Buffett, and I would suspect that Charlie Munger probably doesn't want to be the face of the company regardless. But I just wanted to mention the fact that this is an individual that you should read about, that you can learn about. Charlie Munger, you can read his book. You can even just see some videos of him online for sure. If you just want to understand what he's all about, you'll see where perhaps some of this company's brains are coming from. It's not all from one man, that's for sure. So that's all. I wanted to end the video there. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. I like to break down what's happening with Berkshire every single time they make these reports every quarter, so I will bring you more in the future to tell you what has happened. I would really, really like to know what they did throughout October, and I will break that down for you as soon as I get that information. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to do other companies as well, all these big corporations, what they do, and when things happen, I'll bring it to you as soon as I possibly can. That's all. If you found the video informative, please give me a thumbs up. When you give me a thumbs up, you're supporting this channel. And last but not least, If you want the financial education you were not taught in school, these 2 books have it all. You get everything you need to know from A to Z. I talk about the 4 asset classes and how to actually profit from them. I cover how to make money. I talk about tax incentives, everything you need to know in these 2 books. You can check out the link in the description below. If you want to see the trailer of both of these books, they're available at my website, themoneygps.com. And also, if you want the audiobook of this book here, you can get that at themoneygps.com as well.